Reporter describes how Mitch McConnell kept the door open for Russia to swing the election to Trump.
Here's a summary of the article.
A Washington Post reporter revealed new details about former CIA Director John Brennan's efforts to counter Russian election interference, and how Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell thwarted him. Journalist Greg Miller, who first reported those behind-the-scenes efforts, has published a new book on Russian efforts to influence the 2016 election, and he told CNN about some of his findings. One of the things I was interested to read is that then CIA director went right before the election to try to sound the alarm about what they were already seeing with Russia trying to interrupt the election, said New Day host Alison Camerota. It was not well received by some Republican leaders in Congress, including Mitch McConnell. Miller reported in the book that McConnell seemed to see Brennan as a greater threat than Russia, and the former CIA director and the Republican senator got into a shouting argument over election security. This is a scene in the book that I write about that happens before the election, as you said. The CIA has learned that Putin is overseeing this operation. They're trying to help elect Trump. He's meeting with McConnell, he said, and McConnell is basically telling him, "You're telling us that Russia is trying to help elect Trump. If you come forward with this, I'm not going to sign on to any sort of public statement that would condemn Russian interference, but I will condemn you and the Obama administration for trying to mess up this election."
This post received a score of 20,882, with an upvote ratio of 78%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
He's meeting with McConnell, he said, and McConnell is basically telling him, "You're telling us that Russia is trying to help elect Trump, but if you come forward with this, I'm not going to sign on to any sort of public statement that would condemn Russian interference, but I will condemn you and the Obama administration for trying to mess up this election." This would be a pretty big example of putting the party before the country.
Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air, actually went to the point of asking if McConnell knew Russia was interfering with our election to elect Donald Trump and covered it up. Is that treason? It certainly looks like giving aid to an opponent, but I guess Russia isn't an explicitly stated enemy nation. It's still horrible that McConnell, and other congressional Republicans, would do that. Somebody please tell me we have a law against this. Let's just add, that McConnell directly benefited from this, since his wife did get a cabinet position.
Hopefully someday he could be investigated and charged for orchestrating such acts. However, I'm sure he'll coast into retirement, because if anyone tries to investigate them for the illegal activity, they'll just claim it's weaponizing politics and punishing political enemies, which has no place in American society. We had to listen to 8 years of Obama's a secret Kenyan Muslim and then lock her up, which reminds one just how many Trump officials have either admitted to or been caught using private email servers for conducting work now. Anyone? Does it even matter to anyone that the current Secretary of State has admitted to doing so? Apparently not.
The dude is old as the earth itself. What needs to be done? It's not make it the norm and make any politician accountable.
I hope history remembers McConnell for the slimeball he is.
Nah, Kentucky dumbfucks will keep voting him in because Republicans are fucking morons. I lived in Kentucky for 20+ years of my life. Trust me on this one.
That and almost every young person worth a fuck takes their degree and goes elsewhere. Mitch could be beaten, but it would take a decent candidate for once. I got a bit angry and was coarse with my words, and predictably that's invited a lot of negativity. Peace and love, every human is valid, no matter where they are from.
Non-voters aren't any better than Republicans. But you're right, a whole 27% of the state voted for our shit governor. 13% for the Dem, 14% for the Repub. But no, the state is just dumb and backwards as hell. I didn't even grow up in a rural part and it's still shit. Plus they keep giving us Mitch McConnell, so fuck those peasants. This video illustrates how fucking dumb they are.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.